On a lonely road, far from the laughter of children and the comfort of homes, an old dog lies still. His fur is matted, skin torn by wounds, bones pressing sharply beneath his thin coat. Cars pass by, footsteps echo, but no one stops. To the world, he is invisible. To many, he is already gone. But then the camera of our hearts zooms closer, and we see his chest rise and fall, however faint. His eyes open, heavy with exhaustion, yet within them lingers a stubborn spark. This is no ordinary look. It is the gaze of a creature who has seen too much pain but still refuses to surrender. He cannot cry, he cannot beg. He can only breathe, slowly, painfully, and wait. Wait for something or someone to notice. This is not the end. This is the beginning of a story of survival, a battle fought not with strength of body, but with the strength of a soul that refuses to give up. His journey starts here, at the edge of a forgotten road. The eyes of the weak tell stories the strong cannot. As the dog blinks through dust and tears, his gaze cuts through silence, whispering of memories long past. Once he must have been loved. Perhaps a child laughed as he wagged his tail, or hands once fed him gently. But those days are gone, and all that remains are scars. Still, his eyes are not empty. They plead, they shout without sound. I am still here. I want to live. The world walks on. A boy kicks a stone and looks away. A man lights a cigarette and does not pause. No one wants to see what suffering demands of them. Yet the dog keeps watching, his fragile hope tied to the possibility that even in a cruel world, a heart might still open. His body weakens, but his soul grows louder. Every shallow breath is a declaration. I will not close my eyes yet. Life still matters, even for me. Time becomes his enemy. Day turns into night, and the road becomes crueler still. Hunger gnaws, thirst burns, rain chills his bones. Each attempt to rise ends with a collapse onto the unforgiving ground. Crows circle above, waiting for silence. The air is heavy with resignation. Yet he refuses. Each dawn, though weaker than the last, he lifts his head again. He claws at the dirt, trembling, but still he tries. Life is not gentle, yet he meets it with defiance. His ribs ache with each breath, but the fire in his chest flickers on. The struggle is not beautiful. It is raw, pitiful, heartbreaking. But survival never is beautiful. It is desperate, messy, filled with failure. Still, in the darkest hours, the smallest victories matter. The ability to breathe another minute, the strength to move a single paw. Though invisible to the world, he wages a war no less heroic than any tale of kings. For him, each breath is a triumph. Then change arrives, not as thunder, but as a gentle pause. A woman, walking with hurried steps, slows down. Her eyes fall upon him. At first, she hesitates. He looks broken, like a shadow of life, perhaps already beyond saving. But then their eyes meet. Time stills. In his gaze, she does not see death. She sees a cry for help. She sees a warrior refusing to surrender. Her heart tightens. She kneels, brushing away the dust. You're still here, she whispers, almost in disbelief. For the first time in days, his tail moves, just barely, a tremor against the dirt. It is not much, but it is everything. For him, this stranger is not just a human. She is hope given shape. For her, this fragile dog is not just a creature in pain. He is a reminder that life, no matter how small, still deserves to be saved. Fear runs through the dog's trembling body. Humans have not been kind before. Yet this touch is different. Her hand does not strike. It rests gently upon his broken frame, shaking with compassion. He flinches, but then surrenders, closing his eyes as though to say, "If this is the end, let it end with kindness." But the woman does not leave. She lifts him carefully, cradling a body so frail it feels weightless, yet heavy with sorrow. Tears roll down her face, for she sees not just an animal, but a soul abandoned by the world. And in that soul, a strength that humbles her. She whispers again, "You're safe now." For the dog, warmth floods his weary body. For the first time in too long, he is not alone. He is not forgotten. The bond begins not with trust, but with a single touch, an unspoken promise between two wounded beings. The night is crueler than the day. The dog's body revolts, vomiting, shaking, his breath's ragged. The woman does not sleep. She sits beside him, wiping sweat from his fur, cleaning wounds that sting with infection. She drips water into his mouth, one drop at a time. He whimpers, but he fights. She whispers, her voice steady despite tears. "Stay with me. You're not leaving tonight." In the quiet room, war rages. Not with weapons, but with love against death's grip. Each hour feels like eternity, but he clings on, tethered to her voice. She does not know if he will live until morning, but she refuses to let him die alone. Together, they fight through the longest night. When dawn comes, he is still breathing. Fragile, broken, but alive. The battle is not over. It has just begun. Healing is never quick. Each day brings small victories. Eating without choking, standing without collapsing, sleeping without nightmares. His wounds slowly close, for begins to return, and his eyes brighten. Yet recovery is not just physical. With each meal, with each stroke of her hand, his spirit grows stronger. He learns to wag his tail again, to trust her footsteps, to lift his head without fear. The woman cheers at every small step, as though he has conquered mountains. And in truth he has. For a soul on the brink of death, even a single step is a miracle. Together they celebrate not the destination, but the journey. Each new day is proof that survival is not only possible, it is beautiful. The world had abandoned him, but in her care, he is reborn. The old dog begins to find his way back into life. Trust is not given lightly. It must be earned. The dog begins to follow her around the house, his once fearful eyes now filled with curiosity. At night, he sleeps beside her, his breathing steady at last. Sometimes she wakes to find his head resting on her chest, as though he wants to hear the heartbeat that saved him. In return, he gives her what she did not know she was missing: companionship. She was lonely too, hidden beneath her kindness. But now, her laughter returns. He greets her every morning, tail wagging, eyes shining. Their bond is no longer just about survival. It is friendship, forged in pain but now glowing with trust. She saved him from death. He saved her from loneliness. Together they heal, not as rescuer and rescued, but as two souls who found each other when they needed it most. Weeks pass, and the old dog is no longer a shadow. His fur shines, his body stronger, his spirit unbroken. He runs, he plays, he barks with joy. The woman watches with tears of pride. The world once wrote him off as weak, forgotten, worthless. But now, he is living proof that weakness is only a chapter, not the whole story. His scars remain, but they do not define him. They are reminders of a battle he won. Transformation is not about becoming someone else. It is about rediscovering who you were meant to be all along. The weak dog has become a symbol of strength, resilience, and hope. For her, he is not just a pet. He is family. For him, she is not just a rescuer. She is his reason to keep living. At sunset, they sit together in silence. The dog rests his head on her lap, eyes calm, watching the horizon. His journey is not just about survival. It is about teaching us all what it means to live. Life will wound us, abandon us, break us. But as long as we refuse to surrender, as long as there is even one hand reaching out, hope will never die. The weak dog who refused to give up on life is no longer weak. He is a testament that no soul is beyond saving, no life too small to matter. The camera fades, but the message remains. Every act of kindness can change a destiny. Every broken being can rise again. And every heart, human or animal, beats for one truth. Life is worth fighting for.